Hey, it's Cathy, and I am so excited. If you can tell where I'm standing just by looking, then you know how excited I am, but I'm going to tell you for those of you who don't, we're at Gordy's Hi-Hat in Cloquet, only I'm not on the side to buy. I am on the side where all the hard work goes into the food that they serve, and I have Dan Lindquist with me, and he is one of the owners, right?
Yep.
So I thought if we could just kind of go around and show everybody exactly how much hard work gets put in from earlier in the morning until you get here to buy what you want. And so let's start with,
sounds great.
First of all, this is where you place your order. This is where I wanted to work when I was too young to work here. So this is what it looks like from the inside out, because you're always looking in at the menu. And then of course they have their potato salads and all their sauces down here. I should let you do this, Dan.
Well, and you know, you're up taller here than everybody else. Everybody assumes we just have long legs, but that's not the case.
That's true. We are standing, and that's what, when I first walked up and I was talking to your son, I said, all you see of me is my face. Yep. And then he said that when little kids come up, they think you're all giants because you stand so high. So let's keep going. Why don't I let you take over, because this is your domain.
Well, front end up here, you know, we have a staff up here that just does this stuff, and then a staff in the back that takes care of all of our cooking, our prep work, and all that. Early morning stuff usually happens back here, so on a day like this, come on back. We'll show you what we got going on.
Nacho cheese.
So these two are making homemade onion rings, and we make these every day.
And they're famous for their homemade onion rings.
We put a lot of effort into it. We hand cut all of our onions every morning. Usually a day before. We try to stay ahead so that the onions actually breathe a little bit, so they're not as wet, not as strong. And so we'll cut onions a day in advance, usually about 300 to 400 pounds per day. And then it's a two-person process. No mechanics involved. It's all by hand.
So where does the recipe for this famous onion ring come
we can't
from?
even tell you that.
You can't even tell us. So it's like been in the family for years?
It has been. We've been doing it this way forever, and it's just, it's exactly the same. So it takes two people to do it, and it's all by hand. Today, Tammy and Lisa are doing it. They've been here for a number of years. They're our head cooks, actually, and just making onion rings today because we got to get ahead. So
I'll get out of the way so you can get a little better shot. But I was told that they get here when they're open at 5 a.m. just to get the onion rings done. So when you get here at 6 after a long, hard day at work, they're going to have onion rings ready for you. Not going to run out. All right, so this is where, of course, all the cooking goes on and hand-pattied. We'll show you this in just a bit. I understand hand-patted burgers?
Yep, every morning. Every morning we've got a crew that comes in, depending on what day of the week, and all we do is hand scoop, hand patty. We do it the old-fashioned way. We always say we don't do anything magical here. We just do it the way we've always done it since 1960. So
it tastes magical.
So, well, you know, so our objective is, like when we open in the spring, that the hamburger tastes exactly the same as it did in the fall when you left. So that we don't make any changes. Unless there's a reason to change, we don't change. So, you know, our grill system and everything. In fact, this building was built in 1960. We've adapted to do a lot of things out of it. With our menu, it's changed over the years, added things, of course, but the basic framework of our kitchen is still the same, 1960s. So we replace grills every few years, just because we wear them out. Same with fryers and things like that.
I don't doubt that.
You know, but the rest is traditional fast food style from the 60s. So, yeah.
All right. Now, there's something that I want to show you that's in the front. Come with us. So, Dan, explain this to me.
So, signature from Guy, and Guy was here with the Food Network about 5 years ago. We were nominated by our customers. That's how that works. And customers called in, wrote in, emailed him, and said, hey, you know, you got to get to this place. And we're very proud to say we're one of the first ones in northern Minnesota ever to be on that show. Oh. And he came up, worked with us 2 days to film a segment. And it was great. Great guy to have here. And anyway, he signs the building here, and we're kind of proud of it. People really come in and look for that.
And what did he order? Do you remember?
Well, you know, he actually works alongside you for 2 days. It's 2 full days of filming to get these little 8-minute segments. And he works alongside with you. There are certain things that Guy wanted because he had heard about certain things. He wanted to do onion rings, so he actually made those alongside us for a while.
Oh, cool.
He pattied meat.
And I bet he went for the fish.
And he cut onions. We did fish with him.
Yep.
Homemade chili. He loves chili. But the funniest thing was Guy loves blackberries, and so we had to do blackberry shakes. And so ever since then, we've kind of promoted that. It's Guy's favorite was the blackberry shake, and we sell tons of them now. Yeah. All made with real whole fresh blackberries. So
yep, that's why that's so good. And back in the day, you might remember if you were from this area that they had the ice cream shop attached to the Gordy's Hi-Hat, and since then they have now opened the Warming House, which is also a coffee house / ice cream shop right next
flavors.
door. So let's go in and see the action that's going on in the old addition, which was the ice cream shop. So here we are. It's the inside entrance to what used to be the ice cream shop. There's a lot of action going on. I'm going to ask Dan about it. Follow us.
I'm back.
Hi, gang. How are ya?
Cathy's here.
We're just going to come over here to see. Oh, okay. This is how it's done. So what are they doing?
Well, I'll get around the other side here. This is the old-fashioned way of making hamburger patties. And so our ground beef, it's USDA choice, so there are no all choice trimmings in this.
They're not making meatballs.
No,
They're
not making meatballs. And you know, we have tried over the years, we've been doing this for 57 years. We have tried absolutely every mechanical operation that there is to not do this.
Yep.
But this is the best way to do it, and we've always gone back to it. So, you know, we scoop by hand, we patty by hand. It takes 3 to 4 people to do this.
I've never seen that before.
Those are the old-fashioned pattiers that, you know, we used to use, same thing, 57 years back. So, you say there's a lot of ways you can do this. Some places come with machines where they just put it in, it comes out, but it's just not the same. The way to get your hamburger to like permeate the juice through it when it's cooking on a flat top grill is to do it by hand. It's got to be aerated properly, and it can't be mechanically done. It's the old-fashioned way.
And you should check out the biceps on these guys.
So, actually, your stomach really hurts after days of doing this. Well, it's just stomach crunches, and you know we do.
Awesome. I need to patty.
We do about 400 pounds of this a day, on average, 300 to 400 pounds, depending on the day of the week, and it's just a lot of crunches. So,
do you ever run out?
We never run out of hamburgers.
Never.
We're in the hamburger business. We cannot run out of hamburger. That's the way it works.
Yeah. Okay.
We always stay ahead.
I always wonder if you run out of fish. Now, this is the famous fish sandwiches back here, and you said that this comes in a bigger, and then you cut it here.
Correct.
They cut their own fish.
We only use wild caught Alaskan pollock, and it comes in a bigger fillet. We hand cut ours down to the size that we need to. This is another thing that we do every morning. There are certain things we do every morning. We patty meat, we cut fish, and we cut onions. But yeah, we do, depending on the day of the week, and of course, time of the year, we do 150 to 250 pounds of fish per day. So it's all hand cut, and yeah. It's a great product, but we put a lot of effort into it, but we do it every day. So. Well,
and I know that we've got the whole summer to enjoy Gordy's, but I just wanted to talk real quick about your involvement community-wise, because I know that the day before you opened, you had about 30 guests in for food, and what was that about?
Yep, well actually we did some fundraisers with 2 groups. One is Project Joy out of Duluth, and the funding goes mainly to the backpack program, which I think you're familiar with, right?
Very, very familiar.
And neat program. Anyway, what we did is we auctioned off some certificates in a live auction basis to be the first ones to come into Gordy's for the 2017 season, and they can come in the night before. So actually at 6 o'clock the night before, we're going to serve about 15 to 20 people from that group, and they paid for that, and all of those proceeds go to Project Joy.
Project Joy, which is with the second, Northern Banks, Second Harvest Northern Banks Food. No, that's not it either. It's with the Second Harvest Northern Lakes Food Bank.
Correct.
There we go.
Yep.
So Project Joy is part of that.
Yeah,
so.
They do a great job. And then the other one was the Young Life program here in Cloquet for young adults, and we did the same thing at one of their big banquets last fall. We said, hey, if you want to be first at Gordy's, here's a certificate to bring 12 to 15 people in, and so we're serving them the same way.
And
so it's they get a jump start in the year, and it's kind of a nice way for us to support a couple of really good programs here.
And you get kind of a trial run too.
Yeah, we get a great trial run.
And do you get a majority of your employees back?
We do. We've got, during the peak of our season, we'll have about 60 to 70 employees here, and we probably got a good 35 to 45 that come back every year. And again, this year we've just got a great crew returning, so otherwise we couldn't do this.
Well, and honestly, I mean, you saw when we started this whole video, the area that they work in, and they really have to work together in order to fit and be efficient when they're serving us, and they do serve us quick here at Gordy's. Gordy's Hi-Hat in Cloquet. Dan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Pleasure having you.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. Can you tell?